Paquito isn't really the best EXP laner in this meta anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still a strong hero if played right, but compared to the current EXP lane picks, he just doesn't stand out like before. There are so many other heroes right now that can do his job even better, whether it's holding the lane, sustaining longer in fights, or providing better teamfight impact. Also, a big problem for Paquito is that a lot of the popular EXP laners in this meta are natural counters to him. Many of them can either out-sustain him, poke him from a safe distance, or just completely shut him down when he tries to dive in. But as because now I'm a global Paquito, I learned 3 most important things that you can do to overcome your counters. So watch the full video to know the trick, and don't miss the end part. There is the important thing of this video. Yes, he is not in meta, but that doesn't mean Paquito is completely useless in this meta. If you actually know how to play him properly, how to poke smartly, manage your stacks, and get away at the right time, then little by little, you can even turn things around against the heroes that are supposed to counter you. It's all about patience, timing, and using your combos efficiently. However, you also need to be realistic. There are some matchups where no matter how good you are, it's just not worth fighting head-on. For example, heroes like Minsither once he reaches level 4, Terizla with his massive CC and sustain, or Guinevere who can easily lock you down. Against these kinds of heroes, there's honestly not much Paquito can do. In those cases, your best move is to just play safe, focus on poking, and wait for the right chance to rotate or get help from your team. And in this match, as you can see, my opponent is bad on. And to be honest, he's actually one of the heroes that can counter Paquito pretty well. His stuns can completely mess up your combos if you're not careful. But still, if you play Paquito properly and time your skills right, you can definitely survive against him in lane. You can't really go all in and kill him easily because of how often he can stun you, but what you can do is poke him safely. The trick is to build up your stacks first, then use your fully stacked second skill to dash in, deal some damage, and quickly back out using your normal second skill before he has a chance to trap you with his wall. Once you hit level 4, things get a bit easier. You can keep the same pattern, stack up, dash in with your second skill, and then use your ultimate to knock him back. That way, even if Bad-On tries to use his wall stun, you'll push him away before he can lock you down. It's all about timing and spacing. Play smart, and you can handle him just fine. For those kinds of heroes that you just can't fight head-on, the best thing you can do is play smart and keep your distance. What you want to do is poke them using your enhanced second skill, then dash away with your normal second skill, and finally use your ultimate to push them back. Basically, it's a simple 2-2-3 combo: second skill, enhanced, second skill, normal, and third skill. This combo helps you deal some damage while keeping yourself safe, especially against heroes who can both sustain and deal heavy damage, like Terizla, CC, or Tamus. They'll try to outlast you in long trades, but if you keep poking and backing off like this, you can slowly wear them down without giving them the chance to punish you. Now watch this. See how I prioritize my targets in this team fight. I used Flicker to instantly reach the enemy backline and took out their main damage dealer first. This is exactly how you should play as Paquito during team fights. In team fights, Flicker becomes one of your most useful tools. You can use it creatively, not just to escape, but also to engage. When the fight breaks out and everyone's attention is on your front line, that's your moment. You just use your Flicker, dive straight into the back line, and burst down the squishy heroes like the enemy marksman or mage before they even realize what happened. That one quick move can completely change the outcome of a fight. Once the main damage dealer is gone, your team instantly gets the upper hand. So always look for that opening. Stay patient, wait for the enemy to be distracted, and then make your move with Flicker to secure the kill and carry the fight. You can counter most of the hero by using 2-2-3 combo, but when it comes to specific heroes like Mincither, things get even trickier. Once he hits level 4, you should never try to fight him head-on. That's just asking to get trapped and deleted. His ultimate completely shuts down your mobility, and since Paquito heavily relies on dashes, you'll basically be stuck with no escape. So in that kind of situation, the smartest thing you can do is play for the bigger picture. First, focus on clearing your minion wave as quickly as you can. Use your combos efficiently, clear fast, and rotate to other lanes to make plays. You can help your teammates secure kills, assist with taking objectives like turtle or buffs, or put pressure on the mid lane tower. Doing this gives your team an advantage instead of wasting time sitting under your own turret, scared of getting caught by Mincither's ultimate. This is actually what pro players and high-rank players usually do. They don't just stay stuck in one lane farming minions when they know they can't win the matchup. Instead, they use their time to create pressure somewhere else. They roam, gank, or even help contest objectives, anything that brings more value to the team overall. And here's another important point. Sometimes, you have to sacrifice your first turret if it means gaining something better for your team. For example, if you're too far from your lane and your opponent is already pushing your turret, don't panic. Instead, help your team take down the mid lane tower. That's actually a good trade, because the mid lane tower gives a lot more strategic advantage compared to a side lane turret. Destroying the mid tower opens up the map, gives you better control of jungle areas, and makes it much easier to rotate and pressure the enemy team later on. So overall, when you're facing heroes like Mincither or any strong lane counters, don't tunnel vision on your lane. Play smart, clear, rotate, and create impact elsewhere. Sometimes the best way to win your lane is by helping your team win the map. In this next match, I was up against Lapu Lapu, and honestly, he's another one of those heroes who can be a real nightmare to deal with, especially if you lose your advantage early on. If you manage to stay ahead in gold and level, then it's pretty easy to take him down with a full combo, because Paquito can burst him before he even gets the chance to use his sustained skills. But if you fall behind even a little, like you're lower in gold or level, then things completely change. I don't know why, but Lapu Lapu suddenly starts feeling tankier than actual tanks. His sustain and shields become insane, and he can turn the fight around so easily if you're not careful. That's why in these kinds of situations, when you're at a disadvantage, you should avoid going all in. Instead, use the 2-2-3 combo that I mentioned earlier. It's one of the safest and most effective combos when you're behind. You just use your enhanced second skill to poke, your normal second skill to dash away, and your third skill to push your opponent back, dealing damage while keeping yourself safe. You can't always burst your opponent down when you're losing in gold or level, so this combo lets you play smart, poke consistently, and slowly create pressure without risking your life. The 2-2-3 combo is basically your go-to strategy whenever you're facing heroes like Lapu Lapu and you know you're not in a position to fight head-on. Now this is the most important thing that I was mentioning before. So, there are basically 3 things you can do when you're at a disadvantage in lane. First, you can rotate to other lanes. If your opponent is too strong for you to handle at that moment, don't just sit there and keep dying or losing XP. Instead, clear your minion wave quickly and move to another lane to help your teammates. You might get an assist, secure an objective, or help take down a tower, all of which will help you catch up in gold and experience. Second, you can try to trade kills. This means if you know you're definitely going to die, at least make sure you take your opponent down with you. Trading 1-for-1 is still a decent deal when you're behind, because it stops your opponent from snowballing too hard and gives you a small window to recover. This is a bit out of context, but to counter Lapu Lapu, you just need to back away whenever he uses his ultimate, just like here I did. You can't interrupt his attacks during that time, because he becomes immune to all kinds of stuns and crowd control effects while his ultimate is active. So the best thing to do is simply stay away, wait for his ultimate to end, and then go in to fight him. Once his ultimate is down, he becomes much weaker and a lot easier to deal with. Now, back to the important point. The third point, you can just poke your opponent using the 2-2-3 combo. This is the safest option when you're at a disadvantage. Keep poking with your enhanced second skill, dash out, and use your ultimate to push him back. Over time, you'll chip away at his HP little by little. And once his HP gets low enough, that's when you go in with your full combo to finish him off. So yeah, when you're losing lane, don't panic. You always have options: rotate, trade, or poke. Playing smart like this can completely change the momentum of the game and help you make a comeback even from a tough spot. So, this is basically how you should play Paquito when you don't have an advantage. Following these strategies is how I managed to reach global with Paquito, maintaining around a 70% to 80% win rate this season. Of course, these weren't all solo games. I did play solo sometimes, but other times I queued as a duo, trio, or even a full 5-man team. That doesn't mean I was carried in every match, though. I also carried a lot of games on my own, and we even managed to take down some global squads this season. I'll share that content in another video. Alright, that's it for today. And don't mind my 28 stars, cause this is old recorded video, so the star is quite low. Bye guys.